Bitcoin today getting a little bounce. Again, my 107 to 108,000 target hit beautifully, and almost a 10% correction off of that. Essentially a $10,000 move, just under 10%. Now this is the line to watch.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, Gareth Soloway shares why Bitcoin could soar above $100,000 and breaks down strategies to become a winning trader and investor in crypto. Let's catch him up to learn more.
So right around 98 to 99,000. If we break and confirm below this, you're going to 91 to 92. And if 91, 92 break, you're going to 75. Now, again, could we go back up and retest? Absolutely. Inside of the parallel, we could easily rally all the way back up, retest 108, maybe even touch 110. But ultimately, again, upsloping trend, upsloping channels. This one's not as vertical as the Tesla one, so the odds of it breaking down are a little bit less, but it's still in the 80% range of a breakdown at some point. That's just still high. It's not as high as 90% like the Tesla vertical move, but it's still very, very high. Gold, let's take a look at gold real quick here. If we take a look at gold, gold again getting a little bit of a bounce. Now again, big flush in gold. Remember, gold even during COVID collapsed initially and then rallied back. Now the concern here is that if we confirm below this line, we could be headed to 2,500. But the nice thing about it is not that low. This would be major support right in here. Huge support right around 2450 to 2500. Now the kicker is this, is that if markets go into a bear market, right? If we start to see bear market, money is going to come out of stocks. Well, where's it going to go? It might find a little bit into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin again still a risky asset. Gold is going to be your recipient. So you look to buy gold on weakness. Anything below 2500 I think is a no-brainer. I still think it's over 3000 in 2025, coming into 2025 at some point next year. But again, this will be the kicker here. If we get down to here, a lot of support there. Let's get into the charts here. Let's go right into it. The S&P yesterday on the back of the Fed decision, massive drop. Now, many people are kind of sitting here and saying, well, yeah, they cut 25 basis points. What's the big deal, right? That's what the market expected. Yes. So what are we seeing this morning? We are seeing a small bounce on the S&P 500. This, again, was yesterday's fall on the Federal Reserve on the 10-minute chart. This is where we closed. We went down a little bit after hours on Micron earnings. We'll look at that chart in just a second. And then we have floated back to the upside. Now,
MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor has revealed plans to revamp the company's fundraising strategy, emphasizing the use of intelligent leverage to optimize its capital structure. Speaking to Bloomberg, Saylor noted that MicroStrategy has surpassed its initial fundraising goals ahead of schedule, following an enthusiastic response from the capital markets. Initially targeting $42 billion in fundraising over 3 years, the company accelerated its pace significantly after announcing its plan in October. Saylor explained that MicroStrategy would continue to focus on raising capital through fixed income markets, adjusting its approach based on evolving market conditions. The company plans to revisit its capital strategy once it reaches its current goal, with considerations spanning convertible markets, equity markets, and fixed income options. MicroStrategy, which recently secured a spot on the Nasdaq 100 index, now identifies primarily as a Bitcoin treasury company, despite its roots in software. Saylor highlighted the firm's pivot toward Bitcoin, signaling a future strategy focused on strategic leverage and sustained growth.
if we flip over to the S&P, let's look at what damage was done on a technical basis. This is remarkable, by the way, guys. Look at this low pivot here. This is, again, October of 2023. And I've shown this so many times in the last month, this chart. And I said, guys, this is a warning sign. You bounced, broke down, retraced. And then the question was, were we going to go up one more time and tag this level here or not? And we clearly see not at this point. Now, when you get a wide range red candle like this of this magnitude and it wipes out all of these up days over here, it does massive technical damage to the chart. So not only did we break a trend line here, right? Pivot low here from August. By the way, this is your August swoon low. We've now broken that upsloping trend line here, but essentially now it goes into a mode where unless the S&P can close above the red portion of the candle, which is all the way back at around 6,050, all right, if it can't do that, everything inside of this is bearish. More bearish if you stay below this trend line right here. By the way, guys, remember my target on the S&P that I was giving out in the game plan? It was at 6,100. Look at the high on the S&P. All right, now even I was doubting. I was like, oh, well, it's the holidays, Christmas and New Year's on Wednesday of each week, which kills both weeks. Maybe we will float up here. We even talked about that yesterday in the game plan, and I was even kind of like, oh, well, maybe we'll just go a little higher, even though the market should be done here based on the cycle date, based on the target price hit, based on the NASDAQ, all of these factors. Even I was kind of starting to waver there just a tiny bit, but no, the markets are the markets, the charts are the charts, and this is why technical analysis and cycle analysis needs to be part of every single person's investment analysis. Right now, again, what I'm looking for here is very clear, right? So we're getting a little bounce here. We did hit technical support. So if we look here, you can see that the S&P, we came right into this level. There is some support here, which makes sense why we're getting a bounce, pivot high, pivot low right here. We went right into it. But look for something like this, and then your next move to the downside. Don't even be surprised if we rally back to what I would call the scene of the crime right up here before that next big move down. The reason I say that is because by the dippers, it's been programmed. So there's money, even though there's less money on the sidelines than ever before, there's still trillions. I mean, again, it's just percentage basis, right? So there's a percentage wise, it's less than ever before, but it's still trillions of dollars. So there's still money to come in the markets potentially. So we could go back to this 6,000, just above, I guess this would be around 6,010 or so. And then that next roller you would anticipate coming in. But this is monumental. That sell yesterday was eye-opening, and I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Not us here, folks, as again, we were looking at a market that was basically ready to see selling pressure. It was just a matter of was it going to be before the holidays or after the holidays.
El Salvador has reached a significant agreement with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, to limit domestic Bitcoin-related activities as part of a financing package aimed at stabilizing the country's economy. The deal includes a $1.4 billion loan under the IMF's Extended Fund Facility, spanning 40 months, to support El Salvador's reform agenda and address its balance of payment needs. Additional support from the World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, and other regional lenders is expected to increase the total financing package to over $3.5 billion. The agreement marks a shift in El Salvador's approach to Bitcoin, a currency it officially adopted as legal tender in 2021 under President Nayib Bukele. The IMF's conditions include making Bitcoin acceptance voluntary in the private sector, deviating from the 2021 Bitcoin law that mandated all economic agents to accept it as payment. Public sector Bitcoin purchases and transactions will also be limited, and the government will gradually phase out the Chivo wallet, its state-backed Bitcoin payment app. Citizens will now pay taxes exclusively in U.S. dollars. While this deal aims to reduce risks associated with Bitcoin and promote fiscal stability, the IMF's final approval depends on El Salvador implementing the agreed-upon measures. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.